Kotzebue has an outgoing personality, I think. The people are friendly here in Kotzebue. They want to know who's in town or what you're doing. To me, it's a good town.
Kotzebue is located 26 miles above the Arctic Circle. It lies on the northern tip of the Baldwin Peninsula. To the west is Kotzebue Sound, and on the east, Kobuk Lake. The population is estimated at around 3,000, but that figure fluctuates between summer and winter as construction and fisheries-related industries attract outside workers. 70% of the people are Inupiat Eskimo, and over half the total population is under 20 years of age. Kotzebue Sound was named by Otto von Kotzebue, who discovered it while working for the Russian Imperial Navy in 1816. Kotzebue, called Kikiktagruk by the Inupiat people who populate the area, was originally occupied only in the summers as a fish camp. In 1897, it became a permanent village when a reindeer station was located here. An 1880 census lists the name as Kikiktagnut, with a population of 200. In the 1950s and 60s, Kotzebue was known as the polar bear hunting capital of the world. Under federal law, the sport of hunting polar bear was legal, and Kotzebue became an important staging area for many guides, both local and from other parts of the state and nation. Such people as the Shah of Iran and Hollywood's Roy Rogers paid thousands of dollars to fly out onto the ice pack in search of the huge mammals. The commercial taking of polar bear was outlawed in 1972. Today, Kotzebue exists as the economic center for 10 Inupiat villages.
There's been a lot of change here in Kotzebue. When I was younger, there was about 500 or 600 people. Now there's in excess of 3,000, and I've seen the town grow from just a one-street town to streets all over Kotzebue. The development in Kotzebue is mostly centered around conveniences that are pretty common throughout the rest of the state or rest of the United States, or for instance, water and sewer, television, telephone. Kotzebue is the hub for the Annan region. All the communication links go through Kotzebue. The airlines come through Kotzebue. All the shipping comes through Kotzebue. But I think the growth in Kotzebue has been at a pace that has been pretty fast in my mind, and our support systems for growth aren't keeping up with it as far as water and sewer, etc. The growth in Kotzebue is going a little bit too fast for our system.
Located on the tip of a gravel spit, Kotzebue has a typical coastal climate.
In the summertime, we have fairly good weather. Of course, we see the rain in the summertime. In the fall, it's clear, freezing, everything's freezing. Snow starts to come down, and in winter we have the snow, of course, all over. Snowfall, storms and blizzards when the wind gets up to 30 or 40 miles an hour with snow blowing. But in general, it's pretty good weather here.
Vegetation is mostly willow and other low shrubs that survive under snow cover during windy winters. No trees grow in the immediate vicinity, and the land is low tundra and rolling hills. The area is usually rich in berries, including the cranberry, blackberry, and blueberry. Kotzebue Sound and the adjacent Arctic Ocean are rich in marine mammals and fish. Numerous lakes and ponds are populated by many species of birds migrating north in spring and south in winter. Residents travel throughout the region by boat and snow machine to fish and hunt for their families. Caribou is a significant part of the local diet. Their hides are used for mukluks and warm clothing.
A lot of the people live in the subsistence way of life. There's a lot of people that are living out in the country right now with seasonal jobs or fishing in the summertime, and of course a lot of them trapped. The people that are working here in Kotzebue with jobs that are year-round do go out and hunt and fish on the weekend to supplement the food that they have to eat, like caribou, moose, etc.
People in Kotzebue are interrelated with people in the surrounding villages, either by blood or by marriage, and travel between families is very common. Likewise, the sharing of fish, game, and marine mammals is common for food between villages, such as between coastal and river people, where resources are different.
I believe those are fat ones. I know we got some fat ones too. Even lots and lots.
Most homes in Kotzebue are privately owned and are of wood frame construction. An extra porch or kanichak keeps the cold from coming directly into the living area. The coldest recorded temperature was 52 degrees below zero, and the average wind speed here is 13 miles per hour. So conservation of heat is an important factor in home construction today. All building materials are imported. Most freight is delivered by deep draft barges from Seattle, Washington, 3,000 miles to the south. The barges anchor 15 miles offshore, and the freight is lightered to a dock by shallow draft barges. Fuel is also brought in by barge and stored at a huge tank farm. All heating is produced in some form by oil-burning units. 55 gallons of stove oil in 1984 cost about $90 delivered. Some homes use as much as 200 gallons of stove oil during February, the coldest month of the year. For travel outside the region, Kotzebue residents will pay an average of $300 to fly to Anchorage, Alaska's largest city. Two major jet lines provide daily service between Kotzebue, Nome, and Anchorage. Kotzebue is connected by air with the surrounding villages by regularly scheduled flights and a number of charter operations using small single and twin-engine aircraft. There are 8 churches in Kotzebue, the oldest and largest being the Friends Church. The Friends were established at Kotzebue in 1898 when missionaries brought Western education and religion to the Inupiat people. As the U.S. Bureau of Indian Affairs took over responsibility for education of Eskimos and Indians in Alaska, the Friends schools closed and the churches remained. Education today is delivered by the Northwest Arctic School District, whose main office is in Kotzebue. Northwest Arctic provides education for early childhood through the 12th grade. Kotzebue also has a technical center, which provides training in mechanics, construction trades, food services, natural resources, business occupations, electronics, and maintenance. The Votech Center accepts students from all over the state. Chukchi Community College, part of the University of Alaska system, offers a wide variety of academic courses to residents in and around Kotzebue. Kotzebue has 2 kinds of government. One is the City of Kotzebue, which is managed by an elected city council and a paid city manager. Through state municipal grants, user fees, and collection of a 3% sales tax, the city provides such services as water and sewer, streets, ambulance, garbage, police, and management of a volunteer fire department.
Kotzebue IRA.
Kotzebue also has a traditional government, whose members include all Inupiat residents of Kotzebue. A council is elected from the membership to oversee the Tribal Operations Office. Their programs include education, tribal equal rights, community development, lands and employment rights protection, and housing improvement.
Do the enforcement of those Indian preference clauses. I have several employers who are...
Through federal and state funding, the nonprofit Native corporation Manilik provides many services to the residents of the entire region. Headquartered at Kotzebue, Manilik operates an extensive human service program, regional strategy planning, and a women's shelter. Manilik also has a gardening program to teach people how to grow their own fresh vegetables. Kotzebue is also home to the Nana Regional Corporation, which is owned by over 4,000 Native shareholders from Northwest Alaska. Nana is the largest privately owned business in the region, and it's one of the most profitable of the 12 Native corporations statewide. Some of their businesses in Kotzebue are Jade Mountain Enterprises, the Nulukvik Hotel, Nana Seafoods, the Nana Fuel Project, and a reindeer herd raised for the commercial meat market. Kikitagruk Inupiat Corporation, or KIC, is another privately owned Native corporation located here. It has about 2,000 shareholders, all of whom are natives from Kotzebue. Healthcare is delivered by the U.S. Public Health Service. This hospital serves the 10 outlying villages and Point Hope, a 36,000 square mile area. One of the most visible industries at Kotzebue is the commercial chum salmon fishery. This species is the northernmost population of commercially caught salmon in the United States, and for some constitutes a considerable part of the family's annual income. In 1984, 181 fishermen caught $1.1 million worth of salmon, which was sold to markets outside the region, state, Japan, and Europe. There are 2 fish processing plants and 1 smoked fish plant, employing people who live in or camp around Kotzebue during the summer fishing season. Tourism is also a major industry during the summer months. Each year, about 10,000 people come to see how people live here. They are bussed through Kotzebue and visit all the main attractions.
The original name, Kikitagruk, means in Eskimo, land that is almost an island. And if you notice over here to the right side of the bus, we have a lagoon, and over on the other side of the lagoon is actually the mainland. And down to the left, you can't see it right now, but you will in a minute, you'll see the Kotzebue Sound that surrounds Kotzebue.
While Kotzebue is the economic center of Northwest Alaska, its people come from all over the region. Families are made up of groups from other areas of the coast and the Noatak and Kobuk River basins. There are Inupiat people here that speak several different dialects of the Eskimo language. They follow different kinds of customs that are visible in the types of clothing that are made and the food that is shared between families. Not only is Kotzebue considered a friendly community, but it's one where several lifestyles can be seen. Many of the people live a traditional subsistence way of life, while others work at some type of job, and some have a combination of both. The people in Kotzebue are what makes this city special. Their willingness to share and the closeness of this community make it a good place to live.
What makes Kotzebue special is it's my home. I don't know if I'd want to live any other place because I do all the hunting and fishing out in the ocean, out in the country. I know the people here in Kotzebue, and it's special to me.
It's a beautiful country.
What about the rest of the year?
Oh, short days, have to hide yourself in the house and sort of think that's funny, a little bit funny.
I find the people really friendly, really open. I think it's a pretty neat town.
Well, there's some exciting things. You get to learn a lot about Kotzebue, and the way people live around here is just terrific. Get along with everybody.
It's great living here in Kotzebue, except there's getting to be too many people moving here and they're driving too fast.
I like it because I just moved here about a month ago, and it's really easy to get to know people. People are really friendly, and they don't shut you out, and there's a lot of culture here. You can learn a lot of things that you can't learn in other places, like in Anchorage. It's lost, a lot of neat things.
Oh, the people here in town, I guess, they're fairly nice to visit with. If you're from out of town, they're pleasant. They'll smile and say hi to you. It's like me. How you doing? I gotta get going. We'll see you later.
My name is Annie Howard, and I'm a senior at Kotzebue High School. Getting through high school can be rough without help from your parents, but I was pretty lucky. My parents checked my homework and helped me when I needed it. By caring how well I did in school, they have given me a chance to succeed here in Kotzebue or anywhere else. You can help your kids by talking to their teachers and getting involved with the school in your village.